questions at this time, please raise your hand. If you have a question, we'll have a microphone holder to you. On the aisle, please.
Olin Buchanan, TexAgs.com. Buzz, did y'all do you feel like y'all got out of playing y'all's usual style of play, and it was, if so, because y'all took didn't seem to attack the rim like you typically do, especially in the first half? Was that maybe getting caught up in just the game, or was it something Penn State was forcing you to do?
A little bit of both. I think we were completely stressed out in what they were doing offensively. And we were not sharp. We were not sharp in our help on 22, nor our coverage on the weak side. We made some changes at half. At times it was okay. They are a good defensive team in regards to not fouling, not allowing you to get to the paint. But I think the problem tonight, as much as we could have been better offensively, we played with too high of a turnover rate, but our problem was defensively.
I have a question in the front on the aisle. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Dexter, Travis Brown of the Bryan College Station Eagle. Dexter, how tough of a guard was first Pickett with the strength he had down low, and then the Funk on the outside with the kind of shooting night he had?
Pretty much just what Coach said. Like I said yesterday, they're pretty comfortable with what they do. I think that showed tonight. I think they just took advantage of us in a lot of situations, had us rotating a lot pretty much the whole game. So that was pretty much it.
Other questions for Coach or student athlete here? Front row.
Buzz, you've been around a while. You've seen a lot of different kinds of offenses. Have you ever seen anything like Penn State's offense in college basketball?
I think Coach does a great job in how 22 is utilized. He has the highest usage rate of any player we've played this year. And I think as talented as 22 is, his best talent is he makes a decision immediately relative to how you are going to defend him. And so that makes the other four players that are on the floor with him even better because he is an elite level passer that when your rotation happens, whatever you're going to do, the decision is happening now. And I think that that's why their basket assist rate is so high. And I also think because they play with the floor spread so much, 22s with the ball, they play with a low turnover rate. And then as soon as you make your decision on how you're going to help, it's going to lead to an immediate three or a one more. And too oftentimes, particularly with 10, our help was not distinct, and the other three in the rotation, their help in that coverage was not towards the shooters. It was towards watching the ball.
If I may,
Go with the mic. Yeah.
The challenge for a bunch of players who've never seen this must be crazy, and you've got one shot to get it right, and if you don't.
Yeah, it is a unique style in regards to the decision is coming from a player, and stereotypically speaking, that decision is coming in the middle of the floor. And so no matter what you're doing, whether it's zone, whether you're switching, whether you're not switching, they're going to get the matchup that they want on 22. And then if you don't help, then he's going to play in the middle of the floor with the ball. If you do help, the ball is immediately going towards where you have one less guy. And they did that extremely well tonight.
On the aisle.
Brent Zorneman, Houston Chronicle. Buzz, could you sum up the season, getting the Aggies back into the NCAA tournament first time in 5 years?
Well, I just told the group I'm really bad at beginnings, and I'm even worse at endings. And I probably should grow up and be a little more mature in planning that better. I just don't like to pre-plan what am I going to say if it goes bad. I want to keep playing. And as yucky as this game was, I think we will look back at what's transpired over the last 75 days with great memories. And I think that it speaks to who these guys are. I think it speaks to their parents. As you know, 6-5, December the 20th, and 120th in the net, 2 quad 4 losses. What has transpired since then has been so good. And I think as time goes, we'll look back at all of that. It's just emotional to get to this stage, play in the championship game for the second year, hurry up and come to Des Moines, play a very unique offense. They played incredibly well. We played incredibly poor. And as frustrating as that is, I get it. I understand it's results oriented. But what transpired to get here has been really good, and I'm incredibly humbled and thankful.
Up front.
Travis Brown of the Bryan College Station Eagle. For both players, kind of along similar lines, Dexter, what did this season mean for you and as your final one in college? And Julius, what does the season mean for you, and what do you think this leads to moving forward?
Start with Dexter first.
I think this season for me was a great experience. I think looking back on my 4 or 5 year college career, this was my best year from front to back. Not just when I say basketball, I'm thinking just off the court, just being an Aggie. I think this was my best year. This is the most fun I've ever had. Being around a group of guys and who just love the work, who love the process. I'm extremely grateful that Coach Williams, Coach Johnson took a chance on me. And I think in the future, I think it sets us up, well, the Aggies up for just being a tournament team.
You're one of us.
Sets us up for just being a tournament team, contenders every year, and not just 1 year at a time. So I'm extremely humble. I'm extremely grateful to even just be a part of this program.
Yeah, I'm piggyback off that. This has probably been one of the most fun I've had in college. This team was just really special, and we're all really close. And you hate to see it end like this, but I learned a lot from all the guys here and the coaches. And I'm glad that they came down and recruited me and took me away from Michigan, and took me back home, and I was able to share this journey with them.
I have time for 2 more questions. Yes, sir.
Kirk Bowles from the Austin American-Statesman. Buzz, everybody said you guys were underseeded. How underseeded is Penn State? Have you seen a 10 seed any better than this?
I don't think that in my career that was I haven't looked it up, so if I'm speaking out of turn, it's not my intent. That was our 9th time in the tournament. I don't think that we've ever been a 7, so we've never played a 10. And I know I mentioned it on Sunday night and Monday morning. I think our body of work, you could argue maybe should have been better than a 7. But, once you let that go and you begin to prepare for the game, some of the seeding stuff goes away. And I think even throughout today, I haven't kept up with all of it because we've been preparing for tonight. You want what you do in the regular season. Is it the net? Is it the predictive measures? I think you just want to know how it works. And I think that that's a conversation for the spring and the summer. How can we learn to do better? I understand our non-conference. I get that. But I know that the net includes our non-conference. So whatever it is, I think we all just want to know. I thought Penn State was terrific, and they deserve all of the credit. Does that mean that they're better than a 10 seed? That's hard for me to know because I've just studied them. They had won 8 out of their last 10. I think they won 3 in a row on the road. In their last 4, they won 4 out of 5 to close down the regular season. 3 of those were on the road, and then they won 3 out of 4 in Indianapolis, playing at a really high level. And I would say that tonight, don't want to speak for Coach, I would say tonight was the best they've played in that 10-game stretch.
Time for one final question, if there is any. Okay.
Yeah, Buzz, before the game, earlier this week, you had acknowledged that Penn State was one of the better three-point shooting teams in the country. Was it alarming to you at all there at halftime that y'all had taken more three-point attempts than they had?
I don't know if that was alarming. I think coming into the game in their analytically final games for the season, 48% of their shots had been from three. They had shot 41%. I would say that tonight was the best they had shot it from three, and they shot 22 out of 56 from three. I don't know when tonight's game would have been analytically final, but they probably shot a lower volume than normal, but at a much higher percentage than normal.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Student athletes.